All right, this is an exciting day, guys. This is new bike day. Well, new to me bike day. This is a 2007 Drz400. Pretty exciting. I had a Dr650, and I had a Dr250, and hopefully this is just right, like right in the middle. I have about 11,000 miles on this bike. The guy who had it before me only had it about a year. I'm hoping not to do a whole lot of stuff to it. I just want to do some basics and then ride it. This is Mike from the future. I did not realize as I was recording right there the weeks ahead of me that I would spend diagnosing problems and ordering parts and waiting for parts to arrive and finally fixing. But it was all well worth it. I'm happy with how it turned out. It just took a little bit while to get there. So stay tuned and see what we had to work on. You probably have to laugh at me for this one. First test ride, I ran out of gas. I was like a mile down the road too. I don't know why, but the reserve on the Petcock's not working. One of these days I'm going to buy a motorcycle that has a fuel gauge on it. I have to get a battery for it. Battery's only $30. I'm going to put a fuel valve on the bottom of the gas tank. Carburetor I already took off, goes right in here. It's the Mikuni BSR carb, and I ran that all the way through the ultrasonic already. I also have a new chain for this. I had one just sitting around in my toolbox. So the gear on the back is a 50 tooth. The gear that was on the front is a 14 tooth. So I'm going to put a 15 tooth on the front. So I'm not going to throw out the 14 tooth gear though. It'd probably be nicer to have that for the off-road trails, but just ride, since I'm riding an hour and a half to the trail, I don't think I want to ride the 14 tooth front all the way there. So this is Gearing Commander, and you can enter in your bike model and your gearing that you want to use, and it'll show you what your top speed is. Possibly at cruising or overall top speed. So I have the stock gearing in red here, 1544, and then I have what I have on the bike now in the yellow, that's 1550, and then I have entered in what came on the bike, 1450. Your bike with your horsepower and size of tires that come stock. You can also put in custom sized tires on here if you want. In the very right column at 7750 RPMs, I can see what my top speed would be with the stock gearing. This next column here would be our cruising speed, probably top cruising speed, 6975 RPMs. So with stock gearing, we can see 73 would be like our cruising speed, and 81 would be our top speed, 1544 stock gearing. With the gearing I have on it now, cruising speed would be 64.5 miles per hour and top speed 72. Kind of slow, but better than what was on it, which was 1450. So the cruising speed would only be 60 miles per hour, which is too low for highway riding. And then a top speed of 67. So, this is assuming stock power. My bike probably has a little bit more than stock power. These numbers are a little bit low, but it gives you an idea. So anyways, yeah, we'll keep the 14 tooth though in the drawer just in case we want to go back to that. One other thing that I noticed is, all right, can you hear that squeak? That's a pretty bad squeak. This is an aftermarket exhaust. It does have a spark arrestor inside. I like that. Let's see, it has an aftermarket shifter. That's nice. It feels good. It also has aftermarket bars with risers, which should be nice for gravel road riding. The swing arm pivots right here. I'm going to take all those apart, and there's some underneath here too. All right, guys, you never know what you're getting when you buy a used vehicle. That is for sure. But I have the swing arm, couple bolts out of it. Listen to that. Sounds pretty terrible. I didn't try this yet. It's supposed to be the best. Loosens frozen metal parts. We'll see about that. This is not easy to get out. It took a lot of hammering with this. The bad news is the bearings are gone. One more bolt that I have to get out. It's that one right there at the top of the L-shaped suspension link. And that one is stubborn also. And you really can't get a straight shot on it in any direction, so it's a pain. Here is my custom pry bar to get the rest of the bolt the rest of the way out. Ugly, but it worked. Finally got this lower cushion arm bolt off. Bearings are completely gone down in the part that connects to the shock and on one side of the main. Unfortunately not salvageable, so I'm just gonna have to redo push in some new bearings. And those has these thrust bearings on each side, so I do have new ones of those to put in. The one side was probably salvageable, but the other side was completely gone. This is the pivot work set. Comes with some waterproof grease, the thrust bearings, the washers, dust seals. Thanks, Marty. Went over to Marty's shop and we got the old bearings pressed out and the new ones in. So that's looking good. We also got the bearings pressed out on the shock linkage. These thrust bearings greased up real well. There is a direction to these. The little indentation goes towards the center. I noticed something really irritating while I was moving the wheels around, and that is both the front and rear tires are mounted backwards on the rims. So I'm going to take them over to my buddy's shop and get them reversed so that they are the right direction. I don't know how or why they did that. That is not good. Sometimes what you think is just going to be like a 1 or 2 hour job turns into, I don't know, a couple weeks. but between ordering parts and finding other stuff that needs fixed. So anyways, that's how it goes sometimes. It didn't cost a lot of money to do this. It just took a little bit of time to get the parts ordered. So anyways, they're all good now. Everything's greased up, looks good. Should be no more squeaks once we get it back together. Should be nice and plush. Anyways, that's the hope. Okay, I have the gas tank off, as you can see, and I'm going to eliminate the vacuum fuel petcock. Right there is where the vacuum line goes. That runs from that to the carb, so I'm going to cap off the carb, and I'm going to instead put on this petcock, and it has the same outlet for the fuel supply on the bottom, and it just has a on-off reserve. Okay, I did go back with the original spacer, and that allows the full operation of the switch now. Man, that one is so tight, barely fits in there. Missing a wheel spacer, but I want to start it up and check the carb that we cleaned out. Let's try a cold start up. Pull the choke out. Key on. I think this has a clutch and neutral switch delete. Like a pretty good idle, right? All right, well, I guess I need to get some wheel bearings. Now, I'm pretty sure that the reason that the bearings were bad on this wheel is because there was only one of these hat-shaped spacers on one side, and with it being not a stock wheel, I think the other spacer didn't fit correctly because it had a different has different bearings in it and different seal and everything on the top. So I got another set of spacers, so now I have one for each side. Because it didn't have these spacers in, it wasn't transferring the forces from left to right properly, and I'm quite sure that that's why the bearing went bad. It looks like it does fit pretty reasonably good with the spacers on both sides. Front axle, you tighten your pinch bolts first. Those are 13 pounds, and then your axle nut second, that's 30.5 foot-pounds. I got this one that has sort of a silicone or rubber coating on it. It's supposed to be quieter. There's the master link, so you have to make sure to put the notch towards the back of the bike. Just to check the chain deflection, I think I have it set pretty good, but right in the middle of the chain, I'm gonna measure pushing down. I can get about 5/8 of an inch. Pushing up, I can get about an inch. So that's within spec, about 1.5 to 2 inches. I guess maybe you can let me know in the comments, but with these tire clinchers, this has the you know, inside the wheel clinchers on the tires in case you get it flat. You can just make it back to camp. But anyways, it's like virtually impossible to get it balanced. I put a whole lot of weights on the other side of the wheel, and that's not even enough. I think I'm done putting weights on now. It didn't have any on before, but the piece inside there is just so heavy it'd be hard to get it balanced. I guess guys just don't usually worry about it. But anyways, give me a comment about that and let me know if I should be concerned and try to get that balanced up better. I put this rack on, which was about 75 bucks, and I'm going to build a crossbar. It's got these two nice tabs right here. So put a crossbar on here, about that size, 2 by 16 or so. And then on the side, I'm going to build 2 loops, one on each side, and that'll keep the bags off the exhaust and out of the wheels, just a little bit of soft bag support. It's offset a little bit to this side for wider clearance. Going to tap the bottom so that those studs stick up through. This needs to be pretty strong. That is a 1/4 inch steel. Okay, when I look at the back of these bags, I want the horizontal bar to run somewhere right in this middle of the bag here. So 11 inches long and 4 inches high, so the loop will be like right in here. That's pretty close. Alright, these are reasonably good for bending them on a vise. I think that'll look fine when welded up. They're going to be covered by bags anyways. Okay, just to strengthen this guy up a little bit, I think maybe we'll run a piece of this 1/2 inch bar across the back. That'll just take some of the weight, sort of off-road proof this a little bit. Key, test fit. Yeah, looks good. Okay, we got the bags mounted on the new rack and got the straps all adjusted. It's time to try her on for size. And the idea is when you get to camp, you just take these two bolts off and lift the whole thing off. Give it the shake test. Alright, feels pretty good. That is not going anywhere. Okay, well, it's time for a test ride. Got to see if these fixes are good. I think all my bolts are nice and tight, and can't wait to try it out. Also do some moto camping this year. Two of my friends who are coming with us on our camping trip got new bikes. One got a Drz400, a white one. The other one got a early 2000s BMW 1150 GS. And other friend that's coming got a new bike for camping last year. That's also a BMW. So anyways, we'll all be enjoying some new rides, and hopefully this one is all fixed up and ready to make it up there now. So, all right, this is gonna be exciting. Do a little test ride here. All right, I got my phone on me just in case I run out of gas.
The camping bike, cast a line at dawn on the stars we ride. Tubing with Mike, campfires, trails and streams. Hit subscribe and join.